I've been telling you guys for the longest time, Giannis wants to lead the Milwaukee Bucks. But remember this, he has single-handedly ran this franchise into the ground, and nobody is talking about this. So there's an expectation that Giannis Antetokounmpo will eventually leave the Bucks per Windhorst. There has been an expectation for quite some time that Giannis's days in Milwaukee, one way or another, are numbered. Whether that was going to happen this year, whether it's going to happen potentially during this season, or whether it could happen next summer. Obviously, he's been clear about him wanting to win. He wants to be on a winning team, that he has every single opportunity to win a championship. However, why aren't we holding Giannis accountable for all the things that he's done over the past few seasons? You guys have to remember, this Milwaukee Bucks team doesn't make a decision. They don't breathe. They don't eat without talking to Giannis Antetokounmpo first. When he backstabbed Jrue Holiday, remember now, Jrue Holiday is the reason why they won the championship. He backstabs Jrue and makes it seem like, oh, I didn't know that they were going to trade him. That's a lie. We already know that's a lie. They went out to go get Damian Lillard. Worst decision. What they should have done is trade Middleton first. Then after that, he backstabs Chris Middleton. Then after that, he gets the coach fired before Doc Rivers. I can't remember his name right now, but they were what, top 3 in the East, and they fired him for no reason, all because the coach was holding them accountable? And like I said, all of this is Giannis doing. They do not make a decision without Giannis. And then Giannis wants to just lift his hands up. Oh, I don't know what's going on. I didn't make that decision. Then he backstabs Damian Lillard. Once again, every single year, every single move is done by him. And the team has given him everything he wants, to the point where they don't even have their first round pick till 2031. They sold off this team for Giannis. And then now he's up and leaving. Same thing with Shams. He said Giannis is going to have a grip on this league to an extent now. There are teams that are going to continue to monitor it, and they're going to assure that they don't exhaust themselves in other ways. Let's get into the video.
Say this, Giannis Antetokounmpo, his camp, they are going to have a grip on this league to an extent now. There are teams that are going to continue to monitor it, and they're going to ensure that they don't exhaust themselves in other ways if this seismic trade possibility is still available for them in January or February.
The real question is, what does Giannis Antetokounmpo want? So per Shams, Giannis Antetokounmpo and his agent have been reviewing which teams could realistically acquire him at the trade deadline. Now, does he continue? Because remember, he wanted to stay in the East. That's why he was trying to do that secret plan with the Knicks. Now, is that going to change based off the Eastern Conference teams that can acquire him? We've already seen the Miami Heat come out and pretty much say that you can take everyone besides Bam. So are you guys willing to trade Bam Adebayo? Because to be honest, that's really the only way that I can see this actually happening. I don't see them just taking Tyler, Yakachonis, Jaime, Khalil Ware, Jovic, and 4 first-round picks, even though I don't think that's a bad deal, because you're giving Milwaukee youth. You're giving them a future. But then also, too, are you going to give up everything that you have just to get Giannis? So that's where I'm really looking at Giannis is, does he only want to stay in the East, or is he also willing to go to the West?
Does reopen in the season, this whole Giannis Antetokounmpo element to the NBA season. That window is no longer exclusive just to the Knicks, and that's going to include other NBA teams. I expect it to go beyond just the Knicks. Giannis Antetokounmpo, his agent Alex Horazis of Octagon, they've been figuring out which teams, if this does get to a point of a trade request, which team could find its way, which multiple teams could find their way. And I think that process will continue into the season if it lends to that. But the quarter mark of the year, 25 games, I'm keeping my eye on that for the Knicks and the rest.
Kendrick Perkins says, we will not see Giannis Antetokounmpo in a Bucks uniform at the end of the season. Let's get into the video.
That he's out.
Really?
He's out. Listen, I'm about 100% sure, and this is just me assuming, this is just coming straight from Perk, no sources, that we will not see Giannis Antetokounmpo in the Bucks uniform at the end of this season. I believe he's giving the Bucks an opportunity right now, privately, before he goes publicly. Now, if you'd asked me this a week ago, before my guy Shams did this reporting today, I would have said, nah, Giannis gonna be in the Bucks uniform. You know why? Because they signed his brother, Thanasis, back, right? But that was a signing of desperation to say, you know what, Giannis, here, we're doing everything we possibly can. But I believe it's time. And if I'm the Bucks, I also believe with this report coming out that the Bucks phones are going to be ringing here shortly because we are talking about Giannis Antetokounmpo. In my opinion, already a top 5 greatest power forwards to ever play the damn game of basketball. One of the most dominant players to play, generational talent that is in the middle of his prime. The phone is ringing. I do not expect Giannis Antetokounmpo to be in the Milwaukee Bucks uniform.
This is the main issue, and Perkins is right. Kendrick Perkins says Giannis is scared to request a trade from the Bucks. He knows he doesn't want to be in Milwaukee. He's just afraid to say it. On the other side of it, I feel like the Bucks, they know it and they're just in denial because Giannis doesn't want to come off to be the bad guy. But I will say he has fulfilled his obligation there, and that's winning a championship. Now, everything after that obviously is just politics, rumors, and trades. But like I said, we have to hold Giannis accountable for single-handedly running the Bucks into the ground. They did everything that they did everything he wanted to do. And that's why you have to be careful when you just do anything that these players want. Because they're going to dictate how the team goes. And if it doesn't go their way, guess what? They're out of there. But the Milwaukee Bucks already made it clear. Whatever team Giannis is going to, we are gutting the roster. That is why the Miami Heat have to be careful. Because now also, too, if he goes to the West, guess what? The East just got weaker. The East just got weaker. You're losing a top 10 player out of the conference.
Thing out loud is that, to me, Giannis Antetokounmpo is just scared. He knows he don't want to be in Milwaukee. He's just afraid to say it. And on the other side of it, I feel like the Milwaukee Bucks, they know it. They're just in denial.
Now, this quote from Giannis makes absolutely no sense. So Giannis says he's locked in and ready to lead the Bucks, but admits it's going to be hard, adding that in 6 or 7 months, he could change his mind. So then why don't you just request a trade now? You arguably have the worst roster. He knows he doesn't want to be there. He's been saying for months, actually for the past 2 seasons, he wants to win. His main focus, his legacy, winning championships, and he's not satisfied where he is. And he pretty much doesn't see this team winning at all. Think about it. He couldn't even get past the first or second round with Dame. They got injured. Or they just fell short. At the end of the day, Giannis is just wasting everyone's time. And like I said, I would say this is 90% his fault. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Guys, we are pushing to 10,000 subscribers. The season is about to start. Hit that subscribe button, and thank you for all the support.